What's going on, guys? Welcome to a New Year's Eve live stream. I'm probably only going to be on here for about an hour or so, but I figured I'd jump on here for the last stream of the year. We can really talk about whatever. I know the results, but I haven't watched Bellator versus Rizin. I originally considered streaming it tonight, but then once I found out it was pre-recorded and was going on, early this morning, there's no point in streaming something we already know all the results to. So it ruins the entire thing. But here I am. We can talk about UFC 283 coming up. We can talk about Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez, which was recently announced. We can talk about Marlon Vera, Cory Sandhagen. We can talk about UFC fights coming in 2023. And we just talk about whatever, honestly. So whatever you guys want to discuss, you throw it in the chat. I figured I'd just jump on here. I thought about jumping on last night, but then, I ended up falling asleep a little bit early. Then I woke up. I did a Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez video, which is out on the channel. Apparently none of you guys are watching it because I released it at like 3 a.m. But if you guys haven't checked out that video, do me a favor, check out that video. That's the first video in a while that hasn't done great. And I think it's because of the time I released it. Make sure you go check out that video after this stream. Get it over 1,000 views. It's getting close now, but I would hate for that video for some reason not to make 1,000 views. I haven't had a video under 1,000 views in like a month and a half or so. So check that video out after this. I give a breakdown of it. I give a reaction to it. I explain why the UFC is making it, and I explain what could be next for each guy if they win it, and I give you an early prediction. So make sure to go check out that video. It's the last video on the channel. Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez announced for UFC. Well, I actually said for April 8th, but I believe it'll be UFC 287. So what's up, French fries? I'm using StreamYard today. I've been paying some of these guys won't even pay the $50 a month for StreamYard, and that isn't cheap. So I don't blame them necessarily. This whole time I've been paying for StreamYard. I've been paying for StreamYard since April. So I've spent a lot of money just on StreamYard this year. So I figured I hadn't used it. I realized I hadn't used it in a while. I'd break it out. What's going on, Fries? What's going on, Dabrowski? You think Charles could beat Islam in a rematch with a better game plan? It's possible, but unlikely. I say it's unlikely, but I think it is possible. By the way, I forgot to say it early in the stream. Do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to go for about an hour today. So, but yeah, I doubt Charles wins, but I think it is possible. What's up, Niles? Hope you had a good 2022 and an even better 2023. Like it up, chat. That's the plan, man. 2023 is going to be a massive year. I'm super excited for it. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's crazy that today's the last day of the year. It's absolutely insane. The UFC passing on Yanez versus Font. Hopefully that means they have something better for the main event. Yeah, for San Antonio. I am willing it into fruition. You were getting Cyril Gane versus Sergey Pavlovich as the main event for UFC San Antonio per sources, okay? Per sources, the UFC San Diego event in March of 2023 will be a heavyweight matchup, Cyril Gane versus Sergey Pavlovich, which could arguably be a number one contender fight. What's up, Seal? Happy New Year's, Joey. I think Izzy got mad at my jokes. Why do you say that? Happy New Year's to you as well. I saw the Font versus Yanez video this morning. Appreciate you. Yeah, I released it at like 3 a.m. because I fell asleep and then I woke up and I was like, better do a video. And I wanted to do a video on that fight anyway. So there you go. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Yep. Hope everybody has a good New Year's Eve. Dude's got my picture as his profile. So there you go. Sup, Joey? Do you think Jorge Masvidal's biggest mistake was moving up to welterweight now? If he didn't move up to welterweight, he never had that brutal KO over Ben Askren, never propelled him into his stardom. Do we know where UFC 287 is? We do not, but typically the UFC, before pre-pandemic, the UFC was typically doing an April card in New York, Madison Square Garden usually, or maybe the Barclays Center. So that's what I'm thinking. Somewhere in New York, maybe the Barclays Center, maybe Madison Square Garden. Pre-pandemic, that's what they were doing. What did they do last year? April of last year was, I can't remember. What was April of last year? May was Justin Gaethje versus Charles. what was April of last year? It was 273, right? UFC 273, which was Volk versus Korean Zombie, right? And they did it in Vegas, I believe. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh no, it was in Florida. It was in Florida. So I think with them going back to Madison Square Garden, I think that's a chance, but I also think they might branch out in New York somewhere and do something along those lines in April. That's just my educated guess. I don't know though. It's out here pouring rain in Cali. It's raining here as well. I feel like Aljo doesn't get enough respect. He has a really good mix of both wrestling and jiu-jitsu. That is true. That is true. I definitely don't give him enough respect, but it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. Per sources. A Joey 2023 looks amazing if these fights come true. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. My list is, I'm assuming you're talking about my list. Hopefully, because if it's some women's main event, I'm done with them. I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be. Happy New Year's. Thank you, Ray Rod. Happy New Year. Thank you, BP. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You think Macy Barber beats Andrea Lee? That fight could go either way. I hate both of them, so I hope they both lose. I hope it's a split draw, to be honest. Masvidal Zasaka, okay. I don't think they will make a new Shavkat fight. UFC is a buzzkill. They're not going to make a new Shavkat fight. I said that in my video, basically. That I thought it was unlikely. I thought most likely was him being rescheduled for another date against Jeff Neal. Cheeto was saying Aljo is a weight bully, but there are some people bigger than Aljo that fight at 135, like Sandhagen and O'Malley. I don't know. I hate the whole weight bully argument in general. If they make it, they make it. It is what it is. Masvidal never beat anyone with a name. That is true. That's right, Joey. Maybe he did beat Darren Till. Not that Darren Till's a big name. That's right, Joey. Maybe they do Barclays Center with Aljo Henry. You know, Aljo from New York. They could very well do that. They could very well do that, but I don't think they're going to headline with Aljo in New York whatsoever. So April was Burns. Yeah, it was UFC 273. I just wanted to find out where it was. I couldn't think of it. It was Volk versus Korean Zombie, and it was in Florida. Joey, who's the Habib of the heavyweight and women's flyweight? There is no Habibs of the heavyweight and flyweight division. Masvidal beats Diaz, bro. It's meaningless. Joey, to my surprise, the Rizin vs. Bellator event was kind of good. Started out with Prime theme and ended with 5 very competitive fights. Rizin production level is above UFC, in my opinion. I find that hard to believe. But I didn't check it out. There's late tonight, which for me is just garbage. But I'll have to check it out at some point. Hey, Joey, what's going on? If Usman is out with an injury, I don't think Usman's out with an injury. People are just running with that, taking it and running with it. Have you seen the location doc on Habib versus Conor on YouTube yet? No, what is that? The location doc. I was bored today and started looking into the USADA and Russian doping crazy wormhole. Yeah, they usually call it a rabbit hole. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of interesting information out there about that type of stuff. It's crazy. And you know what I did? You know what I realized in 2022? I didn't realize Dricus du Plessis had a cult-like following. Everyone keeps commenting, Dricus is going to brutally KO him, and I'm coming back here, and I'm going to laugh at you on this video. Okay. We will come back to this video after Dricus obliterates Brunson. All right, that's fine. That was my early prediction. That's not even to say I won't change it. So it's just very odd. Very, very odd that Dricus has such a cult-like following. Small, but it exists. I wonder, you know what stat I would love to see? I would love to know how many bottles of water I've drank on stream or how many gallons of water I've drank on stream in 2022. Okay. Um, Give me 1 second. What is that? Someone's ringing my doorbell. Let me see. I think it's just a delivery. Yeah, it's just a delivery driver. Okay. All right. Watch the video of the best fight comes back this year. That was a hard choice. Most surprising, I'd give it to Leon versus Usman. Yeah, that is one of the best ones for sure. There was a lot of them to choose from. Pereira, Leon, Nate Landwehr, um, even Yuri's a comeback. Aljo in New York would sell like 12 pay-per-views, let's be honest. Yeah, most likely. I don't know the whole collection process is legit, maybe blood, but I don't think anyone legit looks over someone when they're handing over the sample. Yeah, it's hard to say what actually happens. We don't really know. Bro, Usman does not have an injury. Yeah, even if he does, it's obviously not keeping him out of the fight, or they would already announce something. But I am starting to get suspicious that they haven't announced Leon versus Usman for that date yet. So, are there any Dustin Poiriers in any women's weight classes? I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. Also, does USADA outsource its testing? I'm not sure. I'm not sure of all the intricacies of the USADA testing. I'll get back to you on that one. What is up? Homework. It's New Year's Eve. Documentary. My bad. Location is it's a documentary. Very good. Okay. Hey, happy Saturday. What's up? Happy Saturday. Happy New Year's Eve. Do you think Usman will be the same after a KO like that? It's hard to say. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But it's hard to say. People change sometime after those brutal KOs. Okay? People change sometime after those brutal KOs. So we'll find out in his next fight if he's the same or not. His chin could be gone for all we know. There's no real report about Usman and an injury. Agreed. Agreed. There's no, but it is a little bit suspicious. I do admit it's a bit suspicious they haven't outright said that's the main event of that card yet. Yeah, I favor Usman to win. If that's what you're asking, I favor Usman to win that fight. Bro, Derek Brunson has great takedown defense and better hands than Duplessis. I got Blonde Brunson. Yeah, also I think he's a better wrestler too. And they both have bad gas tanks. It's also interesting how pulsing picograms emerge in samples. Yes, it is. It's crazy to see AJ McKee um, and other Bellator fighters under a Rizin rule set, foot stomps and knees to a grounded opponent. I didn't even realize that, to be honest. But yeah, I'll have to check out the fights at some point in time. I think you covered it already, but when McGregor versus Michael Chandler be your favorite matchup for McGregor's return? My favorite matchup for McGregor's return would be Rafael Fiziev, but second best, maybe Michael Chandler. He's really not a bad option, but I would love a Rafael Fiziev fight. I don't think Usman will fight until maybe fall. Also, his hand has broke twice now. I hope you're wrong. Thoughts on Rose getting submitted in 65 seconds by Jillian Robertson? I thought she was the best. I don't know. Pat Barry's been lying to her all these years. I think Pat Barry's been lying to her all these years. So, Jillian Robertson, the new strawweight contender. It just goes to show how good Jillian Robertson's jiu-jitsu and submission skills are. Which is crazy. I didn't see the actual thing though. They probably will have a commentary table announce that fight until UFC Brazil is live for Usman Edwards. We will find out. I feel like we say that every event and then nothing never happens. I feel like we say that every single event and nothing ever happens. How do you see a fight between Arman and Fiziev play out? I would pick Fiziev. I would pick Fiziev to stuff the takedowns and brutally light him up on the feet. I think Fiziev decision because Arman's very durable. Happy New Year's Eve, Joey. Thank you, Eric point zero. I appreciate you. Bro, Rafa would KO Connor. Maybe he would, but that's a fight I wanna see. Literally every single fight was pretty rough in my opinion. Okay. I seen your tweets about the tape delay. I didn't even know the card was going on, but I managed to watch the main card live while falling asleep. But I agree, taped isn't the same as live. Yeah, so you watched it live then. The tape delay is tonight. It's gonna be on like 8 PM tonight. I mean, who wants to watch that on a tape delay? I certainly don't. Um, do, 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 do. Hold on one second. Um, do, 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 do. Hold on a second. I'm dying. I am dying right now. I am dying. That's hilarious. I am crying right now. Oh my god, guys, if you're a member and you're in the Discord, go check the Discord right this second. Go check the Discord right this second. Pertinent information coming to the Discord. Pertinent information coming to the Discord. I'm dying. Oh, I am dying. Go check the Discord, guys. You're gonna die at the screenshot I just posted in there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the tape delay is horrific. The tape delay is horrific. Horrible decision by Bellator. I don't know what the answer is, but it's not that. And if they're hoping to extend their audience, and build their popularity in the United States, the tape delay is not it. The tape delay is not it at all. So, Olive said he might fight in March or April in a recent vlog. What do you think he will go up against? Do you think he might have a downfall like Tony? I hope he doesn't have a downfall like Tony, but who might he fight? Um, I don't know. It all depends how the division plays out by then. There's probably gonna be a lot of lightweight fights by then. I'd like to see. I don't know. I don't know. At this point in time, we gotta see how everything plays out. If he's gonna fight in March and April, he's obviously gonna fight a top ranked guy. I wouldn't mind seeing him go against Chandler again. Do Oliveira Chandler too? Or do Oliveira Gamrot. Oliveira Gamrot is something that I would love to see. Um, yeah, that's the fight. Mateusz Gamrot, Charles Oliveira, March or April. So, do they throw Patty in a fight night UFC prelim or main? No, I think they're gonna keep him on pay-per-view to see what he does. I don't if they do throw him in a fight night, it'll be a main event, I think. I think it'll be, I think it'll be a main of a fight night, but my guess is they're gonna keep him on pay-per-view. They think he's some type of draw. But I don't know. I think Dana might have been pissed because um, UFC 282 might have done bad numbers with Patty as a co-main, and maybe they thought Patty would help out that, but we'll have to see. But I think they'll probably keep him on a main card of a pay-per-view, but probably not co-main event anymore. Yeah, watch it live, would never watch anything tape delayed, to be honest. Joey, how old is young to you in I don't know what you're saying there. If Conor gets back somehow of his former self, he will beat Fiziev with we've seen with what he's done with flat-footed opposition head bouncing off the canvas. Yeah, I don't think even prime Conor beats Rafael Fiziev, but I'm very high on Rafael Fiziev. So, um, yeah, I think Fiziev would just be too good for him. But if it was prime Conor, I would, absolutely love it. I would absolutely love it to see that. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Keep throwing questions in the chat. Um, and guys, do me a favor if you have not already, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly, 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 greatly appreciate it. We got 42 people in here right now. We got 15 likes. Do me a favor, scroll down, click the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, where are we at? The F you doing streaming so early today? I figured I'd work in one more stream, the last stream of 2022. And yeah, so I figured I'd jump on. Why not jump on a little bit different time? I try to mix in different times all the time, but I just haven't been that good at it lately. It'll be hilarious if Jamal Jill becomes champ. Yeah, it'll be crazy if Jamahal Hill becomes champ. I know what you mean. I personally think Rizin and Bellator did a bad job promoting today's card. I agree. I agree 100%. Um, yeah. Hold on. I seen somebody ask me something, and now I lost it. I seen somebody ask me to explain them something, and I lost the message. Did it disappear? I seen somebody. I can't find the message, but I read it earlier. Okay, here it is. What exactly is meant by tape delay? Broadcast after the event? The event takes place, they record it, and then some hours later, they broadcast it. So it's no longer live. It would either be live or tape delay. In this instance, the event happened this morning. They are airing it tonight in the US, and it's not live. Thoughts on Dustin being super picky about the matchup, doesn't seem keen on Benny. It's annoying. I find Dustin, Chandler, and Gaethje all pretty annoying, to be quite honest. To be quite honest. I'm down for Olives versus Gamrot, seems to make sense since they were both on the same card. Yeah, that's an amazing matchup that I hadn't even really thought of too much. That's the fight to make. Probably gonna put Patty on 286, agreed, I think they will. I feel like the UFC doesn't have any choice but to feed Patty to a killer next. I don't think they will. That's my thought. Maybe they thought he lost stock and wouldn't throw him on a pay-per-view main. I think they'll still keep him on the main card, but um, they won't put him as co-main. What do you think sells more, Hamzat, Patty, or Sean O'Malley? I think Hamzat's the biggest star out of all three of those guys right now. Hamzat for sure. They should do Patty versus Topuria, considering Patty's going to lose his next fight. Anyone they should try to build up Topuria. Sign me up for that, but Topuria would smash him badly as a guy who's much smaller than him too. So it's probably not what the UFC's going to do. Zeev is a beast dog. I was watching his highlights yesterday. He's nasty. What's up, Blaze? One. I take Vazeev too, but I don't think he finishes Connor. It depends how long Connor's been off the PEDs. Did they grant him an exemption or not? Did they grant him an exemption or not? I miss Colby. Why on earth is he squandering his career? He's pushing 35. Uh, He's kind of always been like this. Never been super active. Did you see Jillian Robertson choke out Rose? I did not see it, but I am aware of it, which is crazy. But it's jiu-jitsu. I liked it twice. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, guys. If you guys like the stream, um, it helps push it out to more people. I would greatly appreciate it. Edit name says, "If it's New Year's Eve, give this man super chats, you cheapskates." Appreciate you, Edit name, for the $2 super chat. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support. I hope you have a good New Year's Eve, and thank you for joining us and watching the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Hey, Joey, just checking to see if you did your job promoting the Rising card. Andy, go check on James's Discord. I post it in my Discord as well as James' Discord. Go look what I posted right this second, Andy, and you were gonna die laughing. I forgot until you told me the other day you were in there. So go check that out, and you'll see if I did or not. And thank you again, Edit Name. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Okay, back to where I was. I miss Colby. Yeah, I don't understand. He's hiding in witness protection. He doesn't seem to want to fight, and it's unfortunate because he's a great fighter. Would love to still be watching him compete, but he's not. I'm getting him. Okay, let me clear all this out. My phone keeps vibrating because I'm not clearing these notifications. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but Colby's done for. In my opinion, Colby is done for. I think so. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yes, I did. Joey, the Rising card was whack. Haven't watched it yet. Do you think Marab is better than Sterling? No, I think Sterling has better jiu-jitsu, and I think Marab maybe has a little. Marab has better. I don't know, man. I think Sterling's better overall. That's the way I'll put it. Both of them have atrocious striking now. Two of the early fights were good, but other than that, okay. Joey, just checking to see if you did your job promoting the Rising card. I hope you went and checked that out, my friend. What percentage chance would you give Sterling beating Henry? I'd give him about 30%. I'm pretty confident in Cejudo, but I think Sterling maybe gets it done just because Cejudo's been off for 3 years. That makes me question my prediction. So 30% chance Aljo wins, 70% chance Henry wins. I could see Olive subbing Sarukian or Gamrot as they have better wrestling, but not enough submission threat. They all both of them would be interesting matchups. What do you make of all the Rizin fighters losing? It's probably gonna make Rizin regret their decision. They're probably maybe it'll be 50-50, um, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's I bet guarantee Rizin is regretting the decision for the co-promotion because now they look like an inferior organization. What do you think is possible Hamzat to be the champ at 185 or Pereira to be champ at 205? Hamzat to be champ at 185. What do you think is more possible? Hamzat to be champ at 185 or Pereira to be champ? I'll say Hamzat at 185, but I think Pereira has an okay shot at being champ at 205. I think the combined minds of Smith and Hill will find a way to dethrone Glover. We will see. We will find out soon. Henry Suter really said, Robo, Nickel to Shavkat. Hell, sign me up. Sign me up for that. I agree with Henry on that one. Justin is probably the number one duck in lightweight. We'll see. I'm hoping soon there is an announcement for uh for Justin versus maybe Fazeev. Gamma has great wrestling ability, but I don't see a submission threat. He has a submission threat. Look what he did to Jeremy Stevens. I know that's nowhere near the highest level of the jiu-jitsu submission game, but he has a submission threat, but I don't think he's submitting Charles. Who would Patty fight that makes sense? His ceiling was Jarrett. Anybody above him will KO him. I think the best fighter they can put Patty against and hope that he wins is Claudio Puelles. Thank you again for the super chat. Ilya would def beat T City, no question. A better match will be Arnold Allen. I may or may not have put that in my top 10 fights I want to see in 2023. If you haven't checked out that video, go check it out. Thank you again, my friend. Hello, hot dog eater. Are you watching CW? What is CW? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm dead. He actually replied. Yes, he did. Joey, thanks for an awesome year of content. Anytime, Derek. Anytime. Does first horses mean Chris Curtis told you? No. The Olives fight with Makhachev was bizarre. It's like he didn't even try to escape the triangle. I mean, he just got cracked. People forget he got dropped on the feet first. People forgot that he got dropped on the feet badly first. So, it is what it is. But I do agree it was a little bit, it seemed like a little bit lack of effort when you were watching it live. But he got cracked. And Islam has a nasty squeeze too. If John gets KO'd by Francis, does he retire? I'm gonna say no. If Cejudo beats Sterling and goes to challenge the 145 champ and wins, would he be considered the GOAT of 3 divisions? He would be one of them for sure. I don't know if he'd be number one, but probably. What are the thoughts on Andre Muniz versus Brendan? Weird matchmaking. Weird. Why is Brendan Allen even getting that fight? It's weird. Yeah, so it's weird, but I think Muniz wins that fight. Gaethje is ducking Fazeev. Poirier is ducking Beneil. They've become too big for their britches, essentially. So there's no UFC for a month. Really has me watching a Groves grappling match. You should be embarrassed of yourself. You should be quite frankly embarrassed of yourself. I can see Justin Gaethje being on the same card as Usman. Hopefully, Gaethje's sitting out hoping for a red panty night. The guy refuses to fight the new up and comer Sloan title. It's annoying. It's annoying as hell. I'm with you on that one. It's very annoying. We need guys like Dustin, Justin, and Chandler to fight some of these new up and coming guys. But Neil already did his. He fought Gamrot. Now we need Gaethje to fight Fazeev. We need Dustin to fight Armin, and we need Chandler. We'll let Chandler fight Gamrot if Oliveira doesn't. That's what I go with. That's what I'm going with. But I'm sick and tired of these guys just sitting around refusing to fight people. It's actually, quite frankly, infuriating. But they get away with it, so we'll see for how long they can. Okay. Where are we at? I think the UFC behind the scenes is a bit of in shambles. They lost millions the last quarter, the gambling scandal, these pull-out fights and weak cards, the Ali Act. I don't know about all that if they're in shambles, but definitely dealing with a lot of shit, but there's always a lot of shit going on. Fiziev is the worst matchup for Olive, even worse than Makhachev. Yeah, dude, Fiziev would brutally finish probably Oliveira in my opinion. I don't wanna see it at all. I hate Yanez. I have Yanez by 3rd round TKO. Yanez has some good power, for sure. Feed Gaethje to Fiziev, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. Did you see the new UFC signing 17-0? Apparently he's only 11-0. But yes, I did. I thought about making a video on it. That guy is an absolute psychopath trying to stomp people's heads out. And yeah, I think it's a terrible signing by the UFC. Guy doesn't belong there. Dude's a psychopath. He's only 11-0, so already a fake record being put out there by Brett Okamoto. So is Sergey Pavlovich the only guy who can KO Ngannou? I don't know about the only guy, but if I had to pick one to do it, yes, him. Honestly, should wait for Beneil out for the title. I agree. I agree. If I'm making the weight class right now, you have Islam Volk already. I'm doing Charles Oliveira versus Mateusz Gamrot. I'm doing Dustin Poirier versus Armin Tsarukyan. I'm doing Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. Beneil's waiting for a title shot. Michael Chandler versus either Conor McGregor or Jalen Turner. That's what I'm booking right there. That's what I'm booking. Makes the most sense. Um, Very interesting to see how Gastelum will do on the fight night coming up. He fought some big names and could use a resurgence. Have to watch Nasruddin fights before watching this. Dude, Nasruddin is good. I've been high on Nasruddin for a while, but I'm also I'm of the belief that Gastelum isn't as bad as people are making him out to be, and that he's still one of the best middleweights. So if Nasruddin beats him, it's gonna be very interesting. Poirier versus Dariush, Chandler versus Saruki, and Gaethje versus Fiziev, and Gamrot versus Turner. Who would you have in all those fights? Poirier versus Dariush. I'm probably taking Poirier. Chandler versus Sarukian. I'm taking Sarukian. Gaethje versus Fiziev. Fiziev by KO. Gamrot versus Turner. Um, Gamrot versus Turner. I'm gonna go Turner, but I might pick Gamrot. But it's hard to say in right early prediction. Cut Dustin, Gaethje, and Chandler so annoying that Dustin turned down Dariush. I don't know if he turned it down. I don't know if he was even offered. And for me, I don't really care because I don't want to see Dariush versus Dustin. I want to see Dariush versus Islam. Why do we want to put Dariush in a position to lose when he's the most compelling matchup for Islam next, and Islam's fighting very soon? So it's not like he has to wait out too long. Benny has already fought 2 top 10. He deserves a title shot. Agreed. Agreed, agreed, agreed. Turner versus Chandler would also be fun. Agreed. Wait, wouldn't Ilya have to go through Max? No. They're not going to kill off contenders with Max Holloway, who already has 3 losses to the champ. UFC desperately needs a pay-per-view star. Yuri and Olives aren't champs anymore. Patty lost all his hype, and we don't know if Conor is ever going to come back. I don't believe they desperately need one, but okay. Fiziev has freakishly big back. He has dwarf legs and massive upper body. Very interesting build. He needs to fight soon. Yeah, I want to see him. I wanted to see him fight before the end of the year. It's unfortunate that it hasn't happened. I wonder if they make Patty versus Dan seems likely. Now I think they're gonna make Dan versus if I had to put money on it, I think they're doing Dan Hooker versus Renato Moicano, and I'll say Paddy Pimblett versus Claudio Puelles. So is Gillespie retired then? He is retired in my mind. I see you managed to squeeze in one last live stream for 2022. That I did, Rody Rogue. That I did. If Gastelum wins, Gastelum versus Sean, Gastelum versus Strickland, that makes sense. Or you could do Gastelum versus Chris Curtis as well. Makes kind of sense. They should give Shara Bullet his first fight versus Ponzinibbio to rush him to the top 15. Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to see him rush through anything because I think the guy's a psychopath and a piece of shit. Son of a gun, I saw you go live, but I was distracted. Fuck. Well, you're here now. I guess that's all that matters. Make sure, make sure. Listen, if you're watching right this second, scroll down for 1 second. Like the stream. I would greatly appreciate if you guys would like the stream. I'm doing a New Year's Eve live stream for you. So do me a favor and like it. And also, if you're watching right now and you are not subscribed to the channel, go click subscribe right this very second. I do multiple streams a week like this. When you guys submit questions, I give you guys answers. So if you're not subscribed, go subscribe. Plus, I do a bunch of other content. I basically react to every big fight there ever is announced throughout the week, give you an early prediction, break down the circumstances of the fight. So if you guys haven't yet, go subscribe to the channel. Holy crap. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. Back to the questions. There you go. Hopefully some of you guys went and liked the stream because somehow we have 60 people in here and we have 31 likes. Okay. Okay, read that, read that. Kelvin is a good Kelvin is good, but he has gotten so many tough matchups. GM3 is another guy who only fights tough matchups. Yeah, I thought Kelvin beat Cannonier. Chandler kind of got the Marlon Moraes effect, super talented, but gasses really quickly and has a suspect chin. So there you go. I agree with you. So I think Benny scrambles is what makes him so dangerous for Islam. I discussed it in my top 10 fights, UFC fights I want to see in 2023. Yeah. Benny scrambles, defensive jiu-jitsu, and striking all make him a very tough matchup for Islam. What do you think is next for Amanda Nunes? Probably some bum at 55, probably, or 45. I think Dariush versus Makhachev will be Islam's biggest challenge. What do you say, Joe? Yep. I agree with you, and I discussed it in that video I put out a couple of days ago. Question percentage of chance you think Cyril Gane grabs a heavyweight belt in 2023? I'll say less than 20% chance. Didn't Claudio lose his last fight? Wouldn't he be up against someone with the same record? That doesn't always make exactly happen. So I think they could book that. You can reverse one of these robberies. Yan O'Malley, Patty, Gordon. Which one do you choose? Yan O'Malley, because Patty Gordon doesn't affect the division. Yan O'Malley just affects the division, ruins the division, and messes everything up. So Patty versus Gordon, neither one of them even ranked. So definitely Yan versus O'Malley. Both of them were brutal robberies. And the people are whitewashing them and acting like they're not brutal robberies. They were some of the most horrific decisions I've seen in all my time watching the sport. What did Sheriff Bullet do? He assaulted some guy in a mall. Well, him and some guy got into a fight at the mall because he yelled at the guy for giving his girlfriend a peck, a kiss. And then they fought a little bit. They were broken up. He waited for him outside. The guy had no idea he was even there. He sucker punched him, brutally KO'd him, and then stomped on his head after he's unconscious. So there you go. There you go. And I think that's a psychopathic behavior. You don't belong getting hired anywhere after acting like that. I know people make mistakes, but to knock a dude unconscious is one thing with a sucker punch, which is terrible in itself. But to then take it a step further, literally, and stomp on the dude's head while he's unconscious, I think that's just disturbing. I think that's outright just disturbing. So I wonder who's the bigger pay-per-view draw, Izzy or Olives? I'd say Izzy for sure. There was a pay-per-view draw before Conor, nowhere near his level, but Rousey, Silva, GSP, Brock, James, Jones all had a couple pay-per-views close. Yeah, I think they all had over pay-per-views. So there's plenty of stars that will make their way up the ranks. Who knows? I think Hamzat's a massive star in the making. There's plenty of other guys who eventually take those spots. People have been saying it. This is one thing Dana says, and it's true because I've been watching for 13 years. People always complain the UFC needs stars. They were saying that before Jones came around. They were saying it before Rousey came around. They were saying it, before Conor came around. It's just natural progression of the sport. They'll eventually find it. But I think Islam is a weird freakish strength, which could be from stuff, but I don't know for sure. I mean, looking at Benny, he doesn't seem as strong. It's hard to say until you see it. It's hard to say until you see it. Is there something wrong with my mic? Is anybody else hearing issues? Happy New Year's to you, MMA experts. What's going on? Is there issues with my mic? What's going on, man? What's going on? I was actually, what's funny is I was actually up early this morning and I saw that you were live streaming. I almost popped in there for a message, but then I said, you know what? I'm going back to sleep. So this man's crazy streaming at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember what time it was, to be honest. Okay, but everything sounds good. All right, appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping in, man. It's crazy. It's the end of the year. How has this time gone by so fast? But yes, it sounds great. Okay, good. All right, so we're all good. We're all good. All right, where are we at? Sean O'Malley has no personality and lost to Jan. Yeah, people act like O'Malley has a personality, are the same people who think this is a bit of a bad comparison because this guy has more personality, but they're the same people that say Tai Tuivasa has a crazy personality. The dude's entire personality for Tai Tuivasa is drinking alcohol out of a dirty ass shoe that someone spit in. And Sean O'Malley's entire personality is smoking weed and wearing marijuana, sock memorabilia with graphics of marijuana leaves on them. That's O'Malley's entire personality, and people act like, and he's got tattoos, and he's edgy, and has this crazy dyed hair. O'Malley's so cool. O'Malley has a fan base that's a bunch of like 14 and 15-year-old potheads, basically, in my opinion. That's my humble opinion. But he is fun to watch nonetheless. But that's where his cult-like following comes from. I mean, more people are streaming the events than ever, so of course the events aren't selling. Agreed. Agreed 150%. Um, who did that? The new guy, Shura Putin Magomedov, they signed. That's Roid Rage regarding the new UFC, dude. Yeah, dude, it's one thing to sucker punch a guy and brutally KO, okay? And that's terrible in itself. That's terrible in itself. But to then take it a step forward and stomp on a dude's head while he's unconscious, for me, is psychopathic behavior. You are not right in the head if you're willing to, no matter who it is. I could get in the most heated exchange there ever was. I'm not stomping on somebody's head who's unconscious. That's attempted murder. I think Islam manhandles Beneil. I would like to see him try. It'd be interesting to watch. If Cheeto wins against Cory, do you think he will receive his next title shot, or O'Malley will get it? O'Malley will get it. O'Malley will get it. If Jones beats Ngannou, how do you think he beats him? Submission, KO, ground and pound, how? Jones beats Ngannou, how do you think he beats him? I'll say decision. I'll say decision is what I think. Nico Price versus Robbie Lawler this year. I don't know. I don't even care to see that Robbie Lawler fight anymore. Nico Price is on the end. I mean, he looks sluggish in his last fight. And I love Robbie Lawler, so I just want to see him retire. And not retire in the terms of Nick Diaz, where he retires in the cage. So, and now my nose is itching for a mustache. Okay. Is there any chance that Yan is a champ by 2024? Yes. I still think he's the best bantamweight, to be honest. So, yes, I do think there is a chance that he could be champ by 2024. But we'll see what the UFC gives him next. If he goes out and beats Merab, people are going to be clamoring to see him fight for a title. Imagine if Jan beats Merab in the time that O'Malley doesn't defeat anyone. This is crazy. My nose is itching like crazy. I got to trim my mustache again. But imagine if Jan beats Merab in the same time period that O'Malley beats nobody. It's going to be egregious that O'Malley gets a title shot over him. So we'll see what happens. I just watched UFC 282 Yan versus Ank. I gave it 48. I gave it 48-46. Ank in the first round, Ank was just more active and landing more shots. And then it feels like this hair is just constantly tickling my nose. Landing more shots, and then 2-3 go to Jan, 4 and 5, and 5 being a 10-8. I agree with you on that one. That was basically my scorecard. So I agree. That's how I saw it live. I'm not sure if UFC has broken 500Ks in a single card this year. It's been down year pay-per-view wise. But the economy is also garbage right now. Your mic was sounding a little funny, but okay now. Okay, thank you. Sounds like your mic was clipping. That's weird. That's weird. Hopefully, it's all good now. Could be StreamYard. I've heard people have been having issues with StreamYard. So, card was decent, all decisions, though. I'll have to check it out at some point in time. Yeah, something's wrong with the mic, sounds weird. I think it's StreamYard. I've been hearing that StreamYard's been having issues. Um, happy New Year. Okay, you're talking to him. Would love to see Joey on a stream together again. Yeah, we'll do something. We'll do something. Yeah, constantly growing and French fries. So there you go. Mic sounds funny. I hope it sounds all right now. I hope it sounds all right now. They're probably gonna let Tony get ready for 55 again, and they'll do Tony versus Connor. Oh my god, I have no desire to see that. Connor on PEDs, Tony on the downslide of his career. I didn't know how to describe it. CG did it. That's crazy. That's annoying. I might have to stop paying for I might have to stop paying for StreamYard. Just double check. Yeah, it's coming through my microphone. Yep. I have no idea. So it must be StreamYard. Hopefully it's all right. Yeah, we're gonna get together get something planned soon. Yep. Just let me know, dude. Just let me know. It's crazy that I mean, think about you know what's crazy? I jumped on your stream randomly in October. So we had all November, it's been like 2.5 months. It was like mid-October. I think it was too late. It's been 2.5 months. That's crazy. Ty has a personality. Yeah, he takes out of the show. Yeah, great personality. I mean, he's a good fighter, at least, unlike Patty, Robbery, Batty. Yeah, I agree. People really like standing up for Sharpuden, telling me they felt he was in the right. Those people are absolute clowns and delusional. I don't care, what the guy I mean, obviously, you could go to the extreme, but you don't stomp on a dude's head unconscious, sucker punch him and brutally KO him and then stomp on his head. Isn't that new guy blind in one eye? No idea. I know he has a messed up eye, but I don't know if he's blind in it. Um, the Russian dude looks like a serial killer. Yeah, he looks very weird with eyes. I'm gonna change my mic and then change it back, and hopefully it fixes the issue. Okay, I changed my microphone back. Hopefully that fixes the issue. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, that's attempted murder for 4 hours and help you up before I stomp your head. That's way messed up. Agreed 100%. I can't believe people are really defending him. We've never seen Ngannou's chin tested because people are scared to get engaged and KO. So who knows? Jones might KO him. I could see Jones getting a late round finish, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I see Jones via decision or like a late round, like ground and pound finish. Maybe he out wrestles him. Mike might be sound a little different than usual. Might be going through computer instead of the mic, but could be imagination because someone said something. Okay. Either way, hopefully it's working all right. I think skill wise, Jan is probably the best bantamweight and gives up rounds by being so low volume. He needs to try to edge out a round if he's going to be low volume. Yeah, but he's not that he's not that low of volume. That's a little bit of a myth in MMA. Piotr Jan is not very low volume. Like in some cases he has been, but not super often. Can you do a top 5 cringy MMA moments? I have no idea. I can't remember them. But Patty on the mic after his brutal robbery win over Jared Gordon was cringy as hell. I bet it's StreamYard. Oh, well, it's not like it's unbearable. Is it fixed yet? Most MMA fans are casuals anyway, so O'Malley Tuivasa have tons of fans. Having tons of fans is pretty normal. The UFC's goal is marketing to any subculture they can. There you go. Burr, NASCAR, Flat Earth, Dale Earnhardt Jr. I'm glad you remember that. I don't even remember what we were talking about when I said that. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Lamau, UFC just signed Cage Warriors champion Leroy Duncan. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I've stomped on heads and soccer kicked people in the streets. There you go. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you, psychopath. Rosenstrike tested Ngannou's chin. Watching it again, he hit him on the chin in that flurry of punches. Did he land? I can't remember if he did land or not. I can't remember if he landed or not. But I remember Rosenstrike was begging for that Ngannou fight, and then Ngannou just rushed him and brutally KO'd him. As long as he doesn't do any illegal stuff in the octagon, I don't really care. He's a prospect. I've been waiting for his debut. All right, I guess you don't care. Mike is good for me. So if O'Malley gets next title shot, Cheeto must have to fight again. Do you think Merab or Jan? I don't know. I don't know. They'll probably. I want to see if Cheeto beat. I wanted to see Cheeto versus O'Malley, but if Cheeto beats Cory, I don't know. If Cheeto beats Cory, who does he fight? He deserves a title shot if he beats Cory. So if I'm him, I call out O'Malley because they're fighting in what March. I call out O'Malley. Say, let's fight for number one contender spot. Um, I think it's fixed now. Okay, I hope so. I'm never using StreamYard again. I pay $50 a month for StreamYard. I pay for the high definition version. I'm canceling this garbage on. I haven't even used it. I probably paid out $500 in StreamYard that I haven't even used it, which is crazy to me. Yeah, I think so. Already clipping way less frequently, at least. Getting jumped in the streets is tough, especially when you're getting jumped. Oh, Joey, the streets be tough. I read the first word for some reason, or the last word first. Bryce Mitchell, no, 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 not afraid of anyone. NASCAR, I'm dying here. No, 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 no. When is the bad press of signing guys like this going to catch up to UFC? Dana White and the UFC run it like a dictatorship, and they let media members who dick ride them carry favor with them. So that's what happens. How do you see Ngannou's weight? How do you see Namajunas Whaley 3 going? Um, I don't. I would pick Whaley. I picked Whaley in the first two, so I'd probably pick Whaley again. I don't trust Namajunas to get anything done, especially with Pat Barry in her corner. Weird matchup. How would you do Connor against Calvin at 145? Or weird matchup, but how would Connor do against Calvin at 145? Connor couldn't make 145, so I don't think it'd be anything super spectacular. He'd probably die making 145 and he'd pull out the day before the fight, trying to make weight. The worst part of Rose getting tapped is her post-fight interview. She's done mentally. I can't see her winning a title again. There you go. She's got Pat Barry in her corner. Mike's been good the whole time here. Okay. I really don't want to see Merab fight after that Aldo fight. Yeah, I'm pissed at Merab too. Might give Streamlabs a try. I usually use OBS, but I bought StreamYard just so I could do interviews and have guests. It's the easiest way to do guests. And I pay 50 for the 1080p version. But then I just end up never using it because I prefer OBS when I do just a regular stream. But I've been paying for it since like April or May or something along those lines, and I haven't used it as much as I should have. So randomly today, I was like, I'm going to use StreamYard. But it's the best way to record like guests or interviews or stuff like that for me at least. But I'm just going to eventually figure it out on OBS probably. But I might try Streamlabs one of these days. I've heard good things about it. But I think OBS is the best because it's free. You can do 1080p, and it has the most features. You can manipulate the software. It has the best features for the software. Farting out of Poland, yeah, that's a cringe moment for 2022. When Bryce Mitchell said, "Even though I walked through the valley of shadow of death," showed he was scared. I don't know if he was scared or not, but yeah, I mean, he got wrecked by Ilya. Got wrecked by Ilya, and I knew it was going to happen too. What if Aljo vacates belt for move up to 45? Let's Merab have a shot, and then the winner of Cheeto Cory fight Sean for the vacant belt. Jeez Louise. That's probably what the UFC's hoping for. Here's what the UFC's probably. I've been meaning to do a video on this, and I've hinted at it for a month or two. The UFC is planning to do Henry versus Aljo, and I'm going to do this video. I'm going to do this video this week. Okay. The UFC wants to do Henry versus Aljo. They hope Henry wins. Then they're going to say, Henry, we'll give you that shot at Volk. Volk's going to be coming off a loss to Islam. And then maybe by that time, Volk likes to stay active. Maybe he jumps in there against the interim championship, wins that fight. They let Henry Cejudo sit out for like 9 months, fight Volk to become a double champ. And then in the meantime, they do Cheeto versus O'Malley for the bantamweight title if Chito beats Cory. That's kinda like a little conspiracy theory. Rose got tapped out on jiu-jitsu, okay? Joey, back in Ireland for the holidays, wishing you a happy New Year and many blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Marab can eat a Frank ruined Aldo's last fight. Yeah, Marab's a piece of shit for that one. UFC should stop waiting for Jones and Gane if 2 decent want to come back, make an interim fight between Gane and Blade. I wanna see Gane versus Pavlovich, UFC San Diego, you heard it here first, main event, heavyweight main event, sources are telling me that. Uh, Jones and Gane, UFC 285 in March, main event. Just got my ancestry test back, a lot more are Irish than they thought. Well, congratulations, Prison Mike. Maybe Nate Diaz comes back in a quick 2023 to fight the trilogy with Conor. I think that's a possibility as well. Yeah, OBS is GOAT for sure. But yeah, experts, hit me up, man. We'll try to do something maybe I don't know, maybe before even UFC 283. Just let me know, man. Just let me know. That Pat Beverly theory might be true, mentally infected her. Dude, I have a video on the channel. It's one of my better viewed videos on the channel. I went back and watched that entire fight and listened to all the corner advice that was on air. And he was giving horrible, horrible oh my god. I just clicked on my YouTube mentions and I saw Neil Magny's hairline. Oh my god, it's so bad. So if I had Neil Magny's hairline, I swear to God, I would quit my YouTube channel. Um, but yeah, I went back and watched that fight just so I could talk about the commentary. And it's actually my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, 6th, it's my 7th most viewed video on the channel. It's called Pat Barry costs Rose Namajunas her title at UFC 274. So there you go. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Any Action MMA. Hope you're doing all right. Appreciate you stopping by. UFC should stop waiting for Jones versus Ngannou. Already read that. If Henry comes back and loses, I want him to be banned from the sport. Dude looks like an idiot since 2020. Um, okay. Yeah, I don't even to be honest, I don't really care about Henry Cejudo all that much. I really don't care. Pavlovich might KO Cyril. He got dropped by Todd. Dude, that's a very interesting fight. That was why it was on my list. It was on my list. I'm pretty sure. Let's see what number it was. I think I have my list saved somewhere. Let me take a look. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, number 9 on my list of my top 10 fights I wanna see in 2023, Cyril Gane, Sergey Pavlovich. That's a great matchup that nobody's talking about. That is a great matchup that nobody is talking about. Who you got for a Imavov, Kelvin Gastelum? Also, do you think the UFC finds Shavkat a suitable opponent? No. Shavkat will not fight January 14th. You heard it here first. Probably other people are saying, I'm just kidding around. But for Imavov, Kelvin Gastelum, right now I am leaning Kelvin Gastelum, but I'm very high on Imavov, so I may change my pick. Jillian treated Rose like a girl off the street. That's embarrassing for her. 4 UFC fighters you would invite over for a BBQ. I have no clue. That's such a weird question. I'm just going to I'll invite Islam Makhachev, Habib, Connor, and who else hates Islam in them guys? I don't know who else hates it, and I'll invite RDA just for the hell of it. There you go. Someone has to tell Neil just to shave it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to hit him up, see if I can get him to come on the show just so I can break it to him, dude. LOL, his hairline, Neil. Going to school for journalism, want to be a real MMA journalist, unlike Ariel. I hope you do it, Andrew. I hope you do it. Rose looked like a white belt first day against Jillian. I have not seen it. I just the tap on Twitter is what I've so yeah, it's the best I can say. People are excited about Jones coming back to heavyweight. He's gonna get destroyed. I disagree. It'll be very, very interesting. Props, Andrew. Just don't bend, exposing the truth. Yeah, the UFC bullies these guys, though. The UFC bullies these guys, and that's why a lot of these guys are scared to speak the truth because the UFC will ban them from events. Who's more likely to come back first, Henry or John Jones or Joanna? Henry Jones, then Joanna. I think Henry and Jones do come back in 2023. There's another video idea. Does Henry Cejudo and John Jones come back in 2023? Boom, easy video. Thanks, guys. I won't fold like Brett Okamoto. I don't know if Brett Okamoto ever folded. He just took a paycheck, man. He's making money from him. I'm scared for Kelvin. If he gets finished by Nasser Dean, his career's over at that point. Henry looks like Mr. Bombastic from Biggie Cheese. I don't even know what that is. I'll keep an eye out for you, bro. Leave Neil Magny alone. Leave Neil Magny alone. Yeah, I feel bad. I like Neil Magny, but every time I see that hairline, dude, I'm just repulsed. I'm just repulsed. I don't feel right about it either. I'd invite barbecue, Derek Lewis, Paulo Costa, Moicano, throwing a normal person like Robert Whitaker in there. Okay, there you go. Favorite walkout song? I like Darren Till's "Sweet Caroline," but he didn't come out to it in his last fight. I'd invite over Tony, Habib, Nate, Diaz, and Connor for the entertainment. That's a good list right there. I just threw some names off the top of my head. You think Neil Magny hairline is bad? Check out Jake Paul. I have never really paid attention. If Henry wanted more money from the beginning, should he just hit up MMA lock of the night? Am I right? Yeah, I mean, because you can start running a scam. What an embarrassment that is. And I don't follow betting MMA community, but what an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. Um, to collect money from people and then to spend it all and most likely gamble it all away. Whew, that's that's an embarrassment. That's an embarrassment. I think his MMA, quote, "MMA career" is over. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I'd be so embarrassed, to take a pool of money and to spend it or gamble it away and not have the money to pay winners. I'd be livid if I was one of those winners. I'd be livid if I was a loser. I bought into a fake game. So, I haven't been following for the last day or so I don't know if there's been any new revelations, but an embarrassment to the MMA community. Dude should be ashamed of himself. Dude is a scam artist. I don't respect it at all. When I seen everyone going crazy, I thought about covering it and making a video about it, but I don't know all the fine intricacies of it, and I don't really follow the guy. I've never really, up until recently, just seen who he was. I've kinda seen him before, but I told you guys, I don't watch a lot of MMA content in general? That's like the definition of like, in a way, it's like, how people have a job at, like, a restaurant and they don't ever wanna eat there because it's their work? I don't like watching MMA content a whole lot just because all I do is talk about MMA, basically. So why do I wanna do other content? But it's a straight up embarrassment. Dude should be embarrassed. Dude should be scared. I mean, you owe people 50, 40, 50 grand? Why would you even gamble that if you didn't have the money to replace it? You know what I'm saying? So, an embarrassment, but we'll be starting a new competition here soon, $500 buy-ins. Get it while it's hot. I'm kidding. Could you imagine? It's the lock of the night situation inspired me to start competitions with $500 buy-ins. I don't even know what the competitions pertain to, but embarrassment, 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 embarrassment. Yeah, that hairline is terrible. Where do you think the winner of Cheeto Corey goes next, Sugar Sean or title? I'd like to see him fight Sugar Sean, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. When Joanna started wearing dresses, the pressers, I knew she was done. I was one of the very few that I picked Rose Namajunas over Joanna in the first fight. Not that it has anything to do with her wearing dresses. The Rock shoes, what about them? They're the best shoes you can ever buy. I'd invite Neil Magny, MMA Joey, Stephen Thompson, and GSP to a barbecue. I'm not a UFC fighter, so you can invite me and you can invite one other fighter too. How would you see Sugar versus Corey 5 rounds? I think Corey would win. I think Corey would outstrike him. Probably finish him, honestly. And Sugar Cheeto 2 out of 5 rounds? What are you saying? I don't understand the question at the end there. Conor would have finished Dustin at 257. We would have seen Oz versus Conor for the title. We probably would have. We probably would have. Um, Other than Islam, who do you think is the best grappler at lightweight? Probably Gamrot. Lock was 50 for me. I was in 2 of his contests. That sucks, dude. So, like, if you can, in as few words as possible, explain to me what the contest was. What's up? Keep out. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well. Yeah, Kraus, situation is no joke. FBI already rolling people up. There you go. If Sandhagen gets beaten badly, you have to give it to Cheeto Vera. I'm a Cheeto Vera is one of my favorite fighters, dude. He's got a legitimate win over O'Malley. Got knocked out. I agree. Mike's at it again. If you upload this live, maybe watch it a bit to see what I mean. Yeah, I'm gonna stop using streaming because that's so annoying. I would listen to it, but it's not gonna work for me. There is no update. They are running an investigation. I heard they got someone cooperating. There are gonna be multiple people falling. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Guys, we're gonna go for a little bit longer, maybe another 10 minutes, 5 minutes. If you have any final questions, throw them in the chat. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it if you like the stream. Also, as Andy said right here, if you're in the chat, don't forget to use your mom's credit card to send Joey $500 super chats for New Year's Eve. Yeah, so just a quick reminder, it's the last chance in 2022. Steal your mom's credit card and send a $500 super chat. All right, where were we at? Where were we at? Where were we at? We were right about there. I feel like Moreno losing head coach before a title fight. Yeah, that does suck. That does suck badly. What do you guys think of Buddy picked wrong that lost him 40 G's? I have no idea. I don't know if he bet at all or he was just into it and kept wasting away and kept thinking he was going to win it back. Already read that. Do you think Dillashaw will come back? No, he'll be back in 2024. Did you catch Bellator versus Rizin? Did not. General question: in your guys' opinion, what justifies a title shot? As in a textbook path for a title shot? I think a textbook definition, and not all of them fit into it, would be at least a 3 to 4 fight win streak, and you got to beat at least 2 guys in the top 10. Sorry, she never cheated as in the second fight, but 5 rounds. I would see Cheeto by late round stoppage. A very competitive fight. Why fight O'Malley against Rivera? I mean, you're Vera absolutely. Sean is taking that fight. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Literally every fighter says they suck and they earn no money and forced to wear them. Oh shit, I got to go. Adios. Happy New Year's, Joey. What are you drinking tonight? I don't drink, so I'm not drinking anything. I'm drinking water. That share guy is scary and horrible at AF. Joey, please make a video on how this man is a terrible human being. I may. I think based on UFC's criteria, who generates the hype? Money. Yeah. Do you think the feds will allow James Krause to keep up? He already closed his Discord. Contests where you made one pick, bet per week, and whoever accumulated the most units at the end wins. He took the entry fees and gambled it away. He owes people upwards of 30 to 40K. So one pick, bet per week, and whoever accumulates the most units at the end. Did they have to actually bet it or no? Um, did they actually have to make the bet, or they just picked one bet, like hypothetical bet? So if you agree with me, why are you putting Vera O'Malley next, him getting the title shot? Because the other option is that they're going to let O'Malley skip over him. That's why. Moreno versus Figueroa, old news. Okay. Worst part is Gordo Gambles won one of his contests. He's a college student. He's owed thousands. Super unfortunate. That sucks for him badly. I'd be pissed. Dillashaw Houston right now harder than the Liver King. Dude's going to come back in 2 years again. Jacked. Agreed. And I pull a lot of weight into YouTubers. You guys influence matchmaking intentionally or not. I'm sure this is how matches are made. Okay, yeah, I'm sure if there's a lot of outcry from fans. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Frozen like Elsa. Thank you for the endless videos and live streams in 2022. Anytime, appreciate you watching. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you coming to most of the live streams. I appreciate you watching the videos. More to come in 2023. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Congrats on a great year and awesome content and gaining more subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep out. I appreciate you. I think for title, it's performance ministry beating top ranked fighters. Yeah, I mean it's all a variety of effects. Henry ran a literally Ponzi scheme. Did he? What did Henry do? Thank you again, Frozen. No, you didn't have to bet it. Just placed the pick at the time of the odds. I see. I see. And then it was a hypothetical betting. How long did it last? Like, how long did the competition last? How many weeks? Um, who do you think smashes Kayla in 2023? Cyborg or Nunes? I don't think she fights either one of them. Kayla Stockton dropped her stock definitely dropped. I like your criteria, by the way. I agree. Before I go, how is your I know you have a YouTube channel. How has it been going for you? Give me an update, man. Let me know. Tell me how has it been going? Before I go, I'm gonna get out of here. If any final questions you guys have, throw them in the chat. I'm leaving this stream up. You guys can watch it. The last stream of the year. Frozen Like Elsa is taking the last super chat spot of the year. If anyone wants to steal it from him, you got about 2 minutes to steal it from him. But yeah, guys, it's crazy. It's been a crazy year. It's already the end of 2022. I'm gonna mess up in a lot of videos saying 2023 or saying 2022 instead of 2023, and it's insanity. It's straight up insanity. Each contest was 6 months long. There were entry fees of 25, 50, and even 500 entry fee contests. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Thank you for filling us in, man. Thank you for filling us in. I greatly appreciate it. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well, Jack. It's good, bro. Learned a lot. Year one. Thanks. Anytime. I wish you nothing but success in 2023. You got to just keep grinding, man. That's the only advice I can give. Just keep grinding. And you just improve with doing videos, with doing streams. Joey going out tonight? No, I am not. I am not going out tonight. I spend every New Year's Eve with my grandmother, and I play some games with her, like board games, card games, stuff like that. So I will be doing that. That's what I'm doing. So you guys, if you're in the Discord, you can message me. I will be in the Discord, of course, like usual. And I appreciate you guys joining me for the last stream of the year. Do me a favor before I go. I want you guys to really do me a favor because this video, because I released it at an absolute atrocious time, I need you guys to go help boost this video in the algorithm. This is a solid video. The video I put out last night. I'm gonna post a link for you. But listen, if you guys all go watch it, like it, and comment on it, it will boost it significantly in the algorithm. Here's the link for it. Boom. But listen, guys, go check out that video, watch it, like it, comment on it. If you do it, I will forever be indebted to you. Thank you guys for joining me. Happy New Year's Eve to absolutely every single one of you. I will see you in 2023. I'll see a corny line. I'll see you next year, guys. I'll see you next year. I'm out of here. Don't forget to like the stream before you go and subscribe to the channel. Adios. Goodbye. Enjoy your night. I will see you guys next year.